Wow, look at the smoke coming off those mountains, dude.
Yeah, Courtney said there's ash in Fort Collins, man. Holy shit, I just spit my gum out.
The wind blew you out?
There you go.
There you go.
There's your intro.
All right, fuel's on, doors are locked, seatbelts are tight and fastened. Let's go.
I was really excited for this trip. We were gonna fly from Lincoln to Spanish Fork, Utah. I knew the winds were forecasted in northern Wyoming, which was the route I chose to get across the Rockies, but they weren't forecasted to really start picking up until about 2 in the afternoon. The morning of, when I started checking the weather, I could see that timing of the winds was starting to creep down. So I had a little bit of maybe anxiety, but I thought if we hit our first checkpoint on time, which we did, I thought if we could grab some fuel and get back in the air, we'd make it.
Our next leg after this is another pretty short hop, but that's where it's gonna get windy as I really wanted to get there before 1 o'clock, but I don't know if this has changed time yet. Is it 11 o'clock or is it?
It changes around Ogallala.
Okay.
So we're still in Central right now.
Okay, so I think we're gonna be fine.
I mean, flying out of Lincoln, heading towards our first stop, which was going to be Kimball, which is far western part of Nebraska. And it was a great flight. Actually, flew for a while, got to fly over Lake McConaughey, it was beautiful. But I mean, with technology and all the stuff we can see, what's coming ahead, we knew that once we got the border from Kimball into Wyoming, it was going to be pretty windy.
As we started flying north and west, and I started hearing Denver Center call for wind shear and start to turn pilots around and divert, get there, I just left the window. All that I was thinking about is safety for Craig and Levi and myself.
The winds this time, they were something way different, like out of a scary horror novel. I mean, they were whipping us up and down. Wind shear was a thing. And the thing is about halfway through, Collin looks at me and he just gives me like a wink. And that's actually what settled my nerves, because if he's thinking that far ahead that he can actually make a joke at me, then I knew we were gonna be okay.
As excited as I was to get across the mountains, I wasn't gonna risk anything. We started working the radios to get a hold of Cheyenne. They brought us in. We made the right decision. We're here to talk about it, and I couldn't be happier.
The wind is brutal. That's why we're landing. We're gonna find something to go do because that's the spirit of aviation. That's the spirit of Old Green Plain, my man. Let's go.
Let's go. Anybody that watches us knows that Craig and I love to find out what we're gonna get for a courtesy car. Well, Legend Aviation in Cheyenne didn't disappoint. Day one, we got an Expedition, and the thing was just sweet. Day two, they surprised us with the gift of all soccer moms, which is the Kia minivan. So we loaded that puppy up and we got to go down to Fort Collins, Colorado to see Craig's sister.
Day two, we thought, hey, maybe there's a shot that we'll be able to get into the air again, but the forecast, the winds were just as high, if not worse. So we kind of, quickly changed. That's the thing about aviation. I think that's a great analogy for life. You could be choosing to go to destination A, but you got to make plan B work. So you have to be agile, nimble, and make the most of it. So lucky enough for me, my sister, Courtney, lives not too far away from here in Fort Collins.
I-25 closed all high-profile vehicles.
That's us?
No, dude. I don't think they
How many Instagram followers
they mean
they say?
social media.
High-profile people or high-profile cars?
Listen, everybody with over 1,000 followers must exit. We're the only on the road. Oh, look at the smoke, guys. 60-mile-an-hour winds.
We wouldn't be able to fly south anyways. Look at this.
No, I know.
We're going to Apocalypseville.
When we pulled into Fort Collins, people were talking about the fires, and obviously you can see them. And we started getting close to them, and those winds were whipping, and you could see the glow of the flame. You can't imagine what that looks like until you see it, and you see the destruction, and you can feel the ash raining down from the sky, and you can smell it. Oh man, I was breathing the smoke out there, dude.
Well, I pulled in an extra.
Look like sh**.
I found someone. Courtney, my sister, is here. Courtney, where the hell are we going, by the way?
We are going to downtown Fort Collins.
Okay.
And we're not sure exactly yet, but we have a general idea.
General idea.
Courtney, are you so stoked to be riding in this? So this is a courtesy car from the airport.
Dude, I love vans. I got to borrow my grandma's minivan when I was in between jobs once, and I like minivans for the longest time. And then I got to borrow hers, and I was like, man, so much room for activities.
Court, you work at Colorado State.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really pretty campus. I mean,
Yeah.
Fort
Yeah,
Collins
it's
is
super
a
pretty.
Beautiful city.
We should drive around the oval, guys.
What the hell?
It's probably my door.
What's going on?
Left, Craig,
Left here?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go again.
I told you I didn't shut
It's
it
all
all
right.
day.
We're fine.
Oh, we're dying. We're wrecking. We're dying.
Okay, so yeah, this is the
Oh,
shot.
I don't know. That's
Keep calm, Courtney.
Here, just stop here and I'll open it again.
Oh, okay.
Just calm down.
But you're going to have to put it in park, though.
Okay. Hold on. There's a guy
There's
behind
someone
it.
coming.
It's fine. Do it right now. Do it right now. It's fine. It's
We
fine.
have to do it from outside.
Okay, you
Okay, now we're going. We're going.
That you in the back is not gonna like us.
He's fine.
I'll get out and get her door fixed though.
Here, we'll
Isn't it
park.
pretty, though?
It is very pretty. Hold up.
Hit your.
They're from California, and they're like...
They're
"What's that?"
fine.
Don't hassle us. We're local.
Were they yelling? Oh. It smells like fire out there. Is it? Could it get any more like college than sitting out under the?
Right. This is College Avenue that we're on, and
Uh-huh.
so we're about to drive through like the historic downtown area, which is the model for Disney. Their downtown. They use Fort
What?
Collins downtown as the like model blueprint that they.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
For their like walking area
Yeah.
or their neat little. Oh, see?
Wow.
That's what you get on Old Green Plain. You get all these fun facts.
All right, Laura, I love you. Thanks for allowing us to hijack you.
All right,
for
put
an
your stand
afternoon.
out here so I look taller on camera. Thanks for very much. It's great.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks
fun.
for coming, guys.
Yeah, heck yeah. Let's go.
So another cool thing about Cheyenne was when we were there was a number of different aircraft. It was windy, so we got to see Air Force planes, trainers, jets, but there was a special treat. There was a team of scoopers, which are firefighting, basically like airplanes that are fire trucks. When I saw those and walked up on those planes, you cannot imagine the size of these things. They've got a working keel, so they're basically a big ass boat with huge wings.
We were lucky enough to actually get up to that thing, and I'm telling you, man, that is unlike any plane I've ever seen. It's a mix of like an old B-2 bomber, it feels. There's a lot of interesting nooks and crannies. It's got a big old belly like me, but it's a very specific tool. And the craziest part about it all, in my brain, like an idiot, I thought maybe just the front opens out like a big old mouth, and they just roll down and scoop that bad boy up with water and take off. But no, it's actually two little pumps about the size of my hands that are on the bottom side of it, and that's all it takes to fill that thing up with thousands, of gallons of water. And so for me, seeing the plane, not being a pilot, I was able to really respect and appreciate the lengths to which they use these tools to fight fires and do good.
When I was sitting in Cheyenne on our way home and flight planning to get home, that morning had another set of challenges for us. They had freezing mist, which was causing ice. It was 29-degree air temp with freezing mist and fog. We just didn't rush anything. We kicked back in the lobby, we visited with the people, and we just knew we had access to a courtesy car and a warm bed if we needed it. The plane is safe. We were scheduled to make it to Utah, and that was going to be a huge, great, fun, exciting adventure that I was so excited for. It didn't happen. We ended up spent time in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and got to land in a number of different small towns in Nebraska, in Wyoming, and just experience things. Every time I'm faced with adversity in the air or when we have to divert and land and things don't go our way, it's easy to get caught up in the whole, crap, now what? And we're not gonna be able to get footage, and we're not gonna be able to this. If you think about and translate that to life, life doesn't always go the way we plan. We think that we're going to go from point A to point B, but it always reminds me of that little dotted line in the family circus when their son used to bounce around town when he was supposed to go like from their house to the library. But you follow his dotted line and he sees the park, he sees the this. No one planned on it, but it was a blessing. He got to see a lot of things on the way. So it's that cliche saying of, it's not the destination, but the journey. Every time we get in that airplane, I think about that. Don't ever worry just about the destination, focus on the journey. And when we focused on this journey and we look back on this journey, we made new friends, we made new memories, we shared laughs that were gut deep, and we got to see part of the country that we otherwise may not have been able to. So it was an interesting trip. It was a trip full of, well, we can't do this, so let's do that. And that's aviation, and at the end of the day, that's life. Finally headed home.
It's never just perfect, but it's just good enough, man.
Yeah, so weather cleared up, we got our brakes fixed. The folks at Legend Aviation were a blast, so hospitable.
Cheyenne, you've been amazing.
Yeah.
Getting to see Fort Collins, all the people we got to meet, the pilots, everything in the middle, just been awesome. But now, right now, it's about
We're getting home.
We're getting home.
We got 29 mile an hour tailwinds. We're gonna fly high and fly fast. Let's do it.
We're leaving Cheyenne. There's a song by old Johnny Cash called Leaving Cheyenne, I think. Leaving Cheyenne. It's when you're out here.